Sorry, I'm back. My phone cut out on me. So what do you think of the picture of the ghost? I think it looked like a ghost. If I'm honest, it looked like a ghost. It looked legit. So I think it was real. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. We're going to go on to number 17 now. By the way, I'm sorry, my phone sucks on storage, and I always have to cut out or whatever the case may be, or someone's calling me, or I'm sorry. We'll just call this part 2 of the reaction video. Anyways, on to 17.
17. Aching for a haircut. Now, normally, if you go in for a haircut, you know what to expect. People like you, seated in front of mirrors, getting their hair done. But on this day, I don't think the guys at this particular salon expected what they got. This clip, taken back in 2010, shows the moment that something truly spooky happened at a hair salon. According to the salon's owner, he had actually been a bit skeptical about installing cameras, but ended up being glad that he did. You'll notice that the entire salon, only a woman is getting her hair done, with 2 seats being empty. And then if you take a good look at the chair in the distance with the dark blue cape.
Oh shit, oh hell to the no. Hell no. Did you just, oh shit, oh hell no.
I mean, first of all, the chair raised up by itself as if someone had stood up from it, and then the cape kind of shrinks inside instead of falling down. The entire thing was crazy enough to scare the guy sitting close to it, and to be honest, I would be out of there as well if it were me. Number 16.
Okay. I mean, you can't explain that. That legit moved. It had to have been a ghost. There was nobody over there. I mean, unless they had a fishing wire and they fucked with it somehow that way, but I really don't see them doing that. And the way that one guy reacted, no, it had to be real. Had to be real. What do you guys think? All right, number 16.
The thirsty ghost. You know that feeling when you've been saying something to someone, but no one ever believes you until you show them proof? Well, you can only imagine how vindicated this woman must have felt when...
We got an ad. I'm going to pause, you guys.
If you have water, damn...
We're back.
Woman must have felt when she finally caught some paranormal activity in her home on camera. Back in 2012, Donna Ayers began raising an alarm about the different weird activities around her house. That included, and especially the fact, that things were seemingly moving on their own. Looking to really nail the proof, she decided to take a video recording, and right on cue, she captured something, literally in her kitchen, that decided to move a cup.
Oh my gosh. The surface isn't wet or anything, it's all dry. So there's no reason for it to be moving.
I don't know that.
To cover any bias, Donna did show underneath the platform where the cup was to reveal that there was nothing there. So the question remains, what on earth was actually moving that cup? According to the lady, she believed that she was being haunted by her late brother. If that is the case, I wonder if the guy's just thirsty in the great beyond or something. I mean, hey, when you've got to quench your thirst, you've got to quench your thirst, right? Number 15.
Okay, this one gets me because, yes, it could have been real, but in my honest opinion, I don't feel it was real. It's very easy for a cup to slide if there is water on the counter. I can't see that there's not water on the counter. It doesn't show up on the camera, so I can't see. I think it was fake. I think there might have been water on the counter, which will cause a cup to move. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Down in the comments, let me know. All right, on to number 15.
Messing with a victim. Most people who experience paranormal activities tend to have first-hand experience literally on their own, and that experience can be quite harrowing when you're by yourself. Now, for a perfect example of this, we'll take a look at this guy. The clip, which was taken in November of 2017, shows a guy working late at the office when he suddenly hears an alarm going off.
Watch the door, the glass door. Watch it.
As the clip will show, he decides to go and check it out, and eventually came back thinking that he was done.
The door moving.
But little did he know that whatever was behind the entire thing was not done messing with him. Visibly scared once again, the guy decides to go and check out what's happening. I don't know what happened behind the camera, but he was so spooked that he literally hightailed it out of there and ran
the chair
away.
Moved. Okay.
I don't think that he'll be coming back to work the next day, though. Number 14.
Oh, that was weird.
Ghosts
Wait, did
in
y'all
school.
see that in the
If
window?
you're a parent,
Hold on. Can I go back? I want to go back a few seconds. Okay, right there. Okay, look. Hold on. We gotta wait for him to get back up. And we gotta push play. Duh. Okay. Hold on.
with him. Visibly scared once again, the
Now
guy
look.
decides to go and check out what's happening.
In
I don't know what happened behind the camera,
glass.
but he was
Hold
so
on.
spooked that he literally hightailed it out of there and ran away.
Nope, show us again.
I don't think
Look
that
at the
he'll be
glass.
coming back to work the
Look.
next day, though.
There's somebody in the glass
Number
as the door
14,
shuts.
ghosts in school. If you're
Because of the weird reflection on the door, I feel like there could have been somebody in that room. There could have been a fishing wire tied to the chair, and the person in that room, chair and door, could have been tied onto both of them. And when she pulled the string to do that, it moved the chair and closed the door. But she got busted on the video camera stuff, so I don't think it's real. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. All right, on to the next one. Sorry.
a parent, you must have heard your children give some funny reasons why they don't want to go to school, like it's cold outside or they feel sick even when they're not,
Blurry, I'm
or
trying to
perhaps
fix
the
it
bus
there.
driver's just mean to them. Well, what about it if the school is haunted by a ghost? Back in 2017, CCTV footage would show a weird moment when things began to get kind of spooky at a middle school in Ireland. As the footage would show, things began when a backpack suddenly flew off the top of a locker. Then, as if that wasn't enough, one of the posters on the wall decided to take a trip to the ground as well. And for a third act,
Ads.
There's one simple hearing hack anyone hears. The ears.
And for a third act, the chairs in the hallway started moving on their own. According to reports, the school in question had long been rumored to be haunted because the land on which it was built used to be an execution ground for criminals. But it looks like the guys are hunting for some vengeance and taking it out on those poor school materials. Number 13, Ghost in...
Okay. So that one, I feel like it could be real. There was really nobody else in that footage. So on that note, it has to be real. I can't think of it being fake. It looked legit. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, number 13.
In the crib. Being a parent can be challenging. You're constantly looking to protect them from harm, but while maintaining your children's safety from physical danger is pretty easy, how do you protect them when there's harm from the other side? Back in 2019, Josh Higgins and Heather Brow, a couple based out of Michigan, made the news after they had shared footage of what they truly
can see
believed to
it.
be a
Holy
ghost that was
cow.
haunting their little girl, Lily.
That was
As the
nuts.
parents set up a camera to monitor their daughter, they would be
Look at
shocked
it.
to find what appeared to be a specter moving through her room. And as you would expect, it startled the little girl.
Couple's nanny
course.
cam video a few weeks ago, what appears to be something moving in front of the baby
You can
crib.
see it.
The parents added that the ghostly shape had been assaulting them, first the daughter and then Heather herself.
It scares us. that it could do something else. I mean, there was even a morning that I woke up and I had felt like something was around like someone's hands were around my neck.
And according to paranormal investigators that were brought in to check out the scene, the man who had originally lived in the home had taken his own life, so it appears that his ghost may have had unfinished business in the home. Seems like it might be time to move out a little earlier than planned. Number 12.
Dude, that footage looked real. It looked real, it looked scary, and it looked aggressive. I feel for that family. I hope they got out of there, or if they didn't get out of there, I hope maybe they stopped messing with him. The ghost stopped messing with them. I feel for them. It's sad. You know, that little girl was only a baby, and that's not cool. But yeah, okay. Next. Number 12. The haunted pot store.
The haunted pot store.
Huh.
Back to stories of ghosts that might be trying to make contact with the physical world. Our next story takes us to Oregon, where the owner of a dispensary claimed that his shop was apparently being haunted. In 2018, a man named Andy Gomez, who owned a pot dispensary, claimed that he had substantial proof that his shop was being haunted by ghosts. And for that proof, he showed this surveillance footage. And just watch the pot jar as it suddenly begins to move while he's arranging the place. To make things worse here, Andy added that he had felt a weird presence while the whole thing was happening.
As it was happening, I kind of felt like somebody was standing next to me, or like somebody was like right here.
And if that wasn't enough, check out the jar with the pens on the counter. Now keep in mind that this is a pot dispensary. Any doctoring of surveillance footage could land the guys in jail. Could we have a ghost looking to just simply burn some trees? Who really knows? Number 11, ghost.
I mean, that looked legit. If I'm honest, it looked legit as hell. Like they said, they can't really alter the footage because they're a dispensary. They need all the footage that they get because what if somebody robs them? And, you know what I mean? It's like a legal offense. All right, number 11.
Feline. Now for something that just can't be explained anywhere, take a look at this piece of footage. Captured in 2019, this footage shows two cats sitting calmly on the front porch of their owner's home. It looks pretty chill. Well, you're about to see something weird though. Suddenly, one of those cats appeared to have been scared by something that was coming out of the shrubs close to the two of them. And that's when it decided to run for the hills, leaving his partner alone. But just as soon as the cat takes off, it seemingly vanishes. Now, where did he go? Did he literally turn into a firefly and float away? Where on earth did it go? The craziest thing was that the feline's partner seemingly just looked unbothered about the entire thing. Either the cat was on his own wave, or he'd probably seen his partner do that before. But either way, it's some crazy stuff if you ask me. Number 10, superhuman speed.
That one kind of looked like maybe the cat just ran to where he was in front of the pillar and we couldn't see him on the camera anymore. It didn't look like it was real. A possum was what came out of the woods, so there's that. But I think the cat, there was like pillars on the house. So I'm thinking the cat ran to where the pillars were and stopped right in front of it. And then the camera couldn't see them because the pillar was in the way. You know what I mean? It didn't go any farther than that spot. You know? It wasn't a ghost, but it was definitely like hiding behind a pillar.
You'll probably want to buckle up for this one because it's the type of thing you'll need to see to believe. In 2019, a mysterious video made the rounds that showed what appeared to be a superhuman or ghost figure saving a lady's life. The footage, which was from a local CCTV camera, showed the little unsupervised lady trying to cross the street on her own. Obviously, things like this will rarely end very well, and for a time, you kind of get the feeling that she's about to be hit. And then all of a sudden, a figure comes and grabs her literally out of nowhere. Nobody knows what the figure was or even how it managed to make the most unbelievable rescue you'll ever see. But whoever or whatever that thing was, thank goodness it was in the right place at the right time, because the entire situation would have definitely gone south if it hadn't intervened.
Okay. So that video, I've seen another one of those kind of videos like that with a superhuman type thingamajig that saved somebody out of nowhere. But dude was on a bike. He moved the whole bike and the person and kept him from getting in a wreck. I don't know about those videos. Those videos, man, you have to be there to see it. You have to be the person getting saved. I mean, was it a guardian angel? Was it a superhuman person? We don't know what's out there. We don't know. It could have been anything, but it saved that woman. And it saved the guy on the bike. I think it kind of looks real. I mean, how do you alter that kind of footage? I don't know. Anyways, on to the next one.
Number 9, talking to nobody. One of the most challenging jobs is that of a security guard, especially if you work in a public place and need to deal with different types of people daily. However, what if you had to deal with a literal ghost? In 2022, a story would go viral about a security guard at a hospital in Argentina who claimed to have spoken with a customer, even though all evidence points to otherwise. CCTV footage would show the security guard, who was working on the night shift, suddenly walking up and opening the barricade, except that he was doing it for nobody. As the footage would show, the guard was clearly standing like he was attending to someone, and according to the guy, he was. Per reports, the security guard claimed that at around 3 a.m. that morning, an elderly woman came to the lobby claiming she had forgotten something in her room. And so he took her name down and gestured that she should go up, as we saw in the video. The security guard even offers her a wheelchair, but she refuses, as evidenced by this clip. And after a while, the security guy just starts getting worried because she hasn't returned. And so he called up to her room and would be shocked to find that there was no one there. Even worse, hospital authorities would confirm that no one had been in the room the entire night. To his dismay, the authorities claimed that the elderly lady who had been in that room had died the day before their encounter, and the woman's name was the same one.
Shoot. I was really getting into that one.
Join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 13th.
Nobody wants to go to Planet Fitness.
Was the same one that he had written down on his clipboard. If there was ever a sign to quit your job, it's safe to say this was probably it.
Wow.
Number 8,
I mean,
the baby put.
That one seemed legit. He was working in a hospital. Like, wow, that's nuts. All right, here we go. Next one. The baby pusher? Oh,
Sure.
That doesn't sound right.
Ashley Scott, a woman from Tennessee, has claimed that she's had several run-ins with the paranormal since she was a toddler. From ghosts visiting her in her crib to the spirits that she's talked to, she's claimed not to be unfamiliar with supernatural occurrences. So I'm guessing that this one wouldn't have been much of a shock to her. Back in 2022, footage from the room of Ashley's son Gavin surprised many people, as it showed what appeared to have been a ghost pushing the boy. As the footage would show, Gavin had climbed up on a shelf while he was in his room with Ashley's partner Chris. Then, all of a sudden, this happened. Now, I don't know about you, but I doubt that babies just tip over and fall like that. Was the wind just too strong? Or perhaps it was a ghost giving little Gavin a nudge. Number 7.
Listen. Babies are very clumsy. Yes, babies will just tip over out of nowhere. They don't have any balance. They're still trying to learn their balance. They're babies. That baby could have easily lost his balance and face planted. Period. It's not haunted. Their house isn't haunted. There's no ghosts. That baby lost his balance and fell on his face. It happens to a lot of babies. It probably happened to you growing up. That's what I think. What do you guys think? All right, number 7.
Getting the right angle. Located in Omaha, Nebraska, the Museum of Shadows claims to be one of the most haunted museums in the world.
Yeah.
They claim to have thousands of certified haunted items, all of which have been stored away safely. While many might argue about the claim, the museum has shared several interesting pieces of footage to show the types of activities taking place, and this one definitely ranks as one of the craziest. Captured in 2020, the clip shows what appears to be the basement of the museum where several artifacts are kept, and just watch as a chair begins to rotate. Either that chair suddenly developed a mind of its own, or there's someone sitting in it, someone who does not want to be seen. Either way, I'm surely glad that I don't work there. Number 6, a dog eat dog.
That looked real. If I'm honest, it did. It looked really real. You can't. There was nobody else in that room when it was recorded, so it looked real.
World. Seeing animals being scared can be pretty awful. However, for this clip, I'd really want to see what the heck was going on. The clip in question would be uploaded to TikTok in 2021, and it shows the harrowing moment where 2 dogs appeared to have witnessed something out of the ordinary. To begin with, the dogs start the clip barking pretty loudly at something, and then all of a sudden they stop for some unknown reason and stand still. Now, this in and of itself is pretty strange, but it also even gets worse. Suddenly, the collar on the black dog gets yanked up and off, but we cannot see who or what had even caused it.
Oh.
It's long been rumored that dogs are capable of seeing ghosts and the paranormal, so I'm not going to dispel the probability that this could have been more than just a regular sighting. Number 5.
That kind of looked real. I don't think anybody would want to choke their dog on purpose, so why would they put a fishing wire on it and make it look like it's legit? It kind of looked real. Next one. Oh, I don't like the name of this one. It's going to give me chills. Granny Wants In.
Granny Wants In.
Oh, God.
Joey and Amy Radke, a couple
chills.
from Minnesota, made headlines back in March of 2022 when they would release footage of what truly was a disturbing sight. According to the couple, they had been out of their new home for some errands, but then kept the cameras on to ensure proper surveillance. And when they returned, they would be greeted by a harrowing sight.
Oh, you could hear the door
figure
shut.
appears suspiciously like an old woman in pajamas, and even Radke's pets were so spooked that they literally ran for cover when it appeared. The couple had actually been warned that their home had been haunted by an elderly woman who had passed away while living there, but they ignored all signs, and I doubt they needed any more telling after this. Number 4, here for...
That looked legit as well. I mean, you could hear the door shut as she came out of the room. And then she just stood there, and the cats and the dog ran away like, oh. It gave me chills. I felt like it was real. What do you guys think? Tell me down in the comments.
A pint. You know, the fact that a person has passed doesn't necessarily mean that they can't still miss their hobbies. And for our next clip, it appears that someone deceased is still hankering for a nice brewski. In November of 2021, this clip would surface online, showing a strange moment at the Blue House Pub on Corporation Road in Hendon, Sunderland. As the clip would show, a freshly poured pint of beer suddenly tips over, spilling its content onto the floor below. The pub's owner, Darla Anderson, claimed that at that time she had actually heard that the location was haunted, but she never paid any mind to the warnings, especially since she never saw anything weird before. Well, she may be well reconsidering now. Number 3, a Jolly Rock.
We're going to pause that one, and we're going to say something. I'm going to turn the camera around and say something. Listen, what did we say about the first video that had the cup that moved? Condensation and wetness on the countertop will make a cup move. That counter probably had, that bar top probably had so much wetness on it from drunk people spilling and all those things. So it was probably wet. And when they sat it down, they didn't put it on a coaster. And what did it do? It slid off because of the water or the other beer or whatever was spilt. That was not a ghost. It was called the wetness will move a cup if it's on something. Not a ghost. I don't think that one was real. What do you guys think? Oh, my back is hurting.
Even if they're ghosts, I guess children will always be children. And like the live ones, it appears that a lot of ghost children